Center my face.
That's right, and we got that on the show. We wanted your face centered, Carm, with that beautiful bald head of yours.
I call this the Johnny Detroit look.
Stan Lee died yesterday. We dedicate the song to him. Plus, I love Black Sabbath.
Of course you do.
Their double bass drumming is so good. It's the Morning Joe and the Pro, but today we've got two pros. Carmine Bianco from WagerTalk and Andrew, I was born yesterday, McGinnis from Sports Memo. Boys, welcome to the show. We're going to talk a lot of hockey all day today. The show's 15 minutes long. I'm going to turn the tunes off. Tunes are off. Hey, Andrew, the show is called Morning Joe, not Morning Water. But it's okay. You're probably too young to drink coffee. But you, Carmine Bianco, you Italian machine, where is your espresso, your cappuccino, your biscotti with spaghetti and rigatoni?
Unlike yourself, who rolls out of bed at like 11:30 every day, I was up at like 6 this morning. I'm dealing with contractors, working upstairs, and I've already had 4 or 5 coffees, so I'm pretty good and wired to go. Are
you an espresso guy?
I am. I'm a double espresso guy, and I don't put sugar in my espressos. I'll put them in my coffees, but a proper made espresso needs absolutely no sugar.
I don't actually understand espresso. Why would you want a shot of something so beautiful when you can sip it?
Do you know that joggers in the morning actually take a shot of espresso to open up their lungs?
Okay, and there we go.
I know that. All right.
Thank you, Carmine Bianco. Hey, I got to tell you, Carmine, before we get to Andrew, do you buff that head? Like, do you like? How do you get the shine?
I spend $40 on razor blades a month and absolutely no hair products. It's fucking awesome. I just I wash and go, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, Andrew's got a nice head of hair, but when you're like 14, you better have a nice head of hair. Andrew McGinnis from Sports Memo. Thanks for joining us, brother. Listen, you're one of the new members to the team. You're young enough to be my kid, but we watched you handicap for about a year before we gave you a chance. And I mean, your hockey and Canadian football it's unbelievable. I mean, we're super impressed. Carmine and I speak about it. Tell us quickly a little bit about your hockey season so far and what your customers can expect.
First of all, Prez, same thing goes for me. I've had my coffee a few hours ago. It's here. We're closing in at around 2 o'clock here in Atlantic Canada, so we're getting into the afternoon now. So I'm into the water now. But yeah, you know what? I love capping the NHL as well with the CFL. I mean, it's good to kind of have the reputation as a Canadian to be the NHL guy, and that's what I follow pretty much every day so far. I'm 59% on the season, but I've had a great grasp on totals so far, Prez. 59% on that, and I'm running great so far. And I've been a higher volume player so far, but I learn every day as I go. And it's been great here so far at Sports Memo. And yeah, I can't wait to keep moving forward. We'll have some picks here on this show as well.
How many picks you giving out a day usually?
I like to keep it an odd number, but typically, 1, 2, 3 picks a day. On the most I'll ever give out is 4, but that could be a Saturday night packed card. But I don't want to have my clients' bankrolls in jeopardy. I keep the volume very low if I can and keep the percentage very low. I don't have a 4%, 5% play going up all the time. Keep it very, very low, and also look to get a lot of underdogs as well. I'm always chasing value, Prez. A lot of underdog spots as well.
Yeah, I very rarely play underdogs. I like short favorites, and I'm a totals guy myself. You can find Andrew McGinnis at sportsmemo.com, and you can get a week of all of his plays. Andrew, you do Canadian football. The playoffs have begun. You do NHL. You also do a little bit of NFL, but you don't do any college or NBA, correct?
I am very low volume with the NBA. I don't touch the college football. I try and just stay in my lane with that and stay out of the college stuff. But I'm lower volume with the NBA. I find NBA one of the hardest sports to cap, and one of those sports where you really got to just pick your spots. I mean, I could not have a game for 3-4 days, Prez, and all of a sudden something really spots up and just really just looks out to me, and I really like it. So sometimes I'll pick an NBA game, but I'm a consistent NHL bettor. And if someone wants to look at my plays and grab my NHL packages, they can really be rest assured that every single day I'm researching, I'm well planned. I'm doing shows every single day, and I follow this league very, very closely. So NHL is my main sport.
I won my NBA play last night. I'm now 11-2 on the NBA season. Carmine Bianco, your customers, I know everybody knows you as a soccer guy, but I mean, your football has been ridiculous. Your hockey is as good as mine, which is slightly better than Andrew's.
Yeah, I always have to get that dig in there.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what's going on with you?
It's pretty much all sports, with the exception of, I think we touched on it, but with the exception of basketball, NBA and college basketball. I follow both. I bet both, but I do not put plays on either one. I didn't last year, and I won't be doing it this year. I defer that to guys who have a better database of numbers. A guy like Ralph, a guy like yourself, who's doing very well in NBA, Marco as well, Dwayne Bryant. I'd rather those guys up on the site making guys money than I'd be tossing a dart, in all honesty. And that wouldn't be fair to a guy who's buying a pick and putting actual money on it. I will stick with hockey, football. Football's been great. I know this past Sunday was like a Black Sunday for pretty much everyone in the industry. It's terrible. I had Tampa Bay against Washington. This is the first time a team has put up 500 plus yards offensively and only scored 3 points. It was absolutely ridiculous. If I had to pick that game again, I would 100 times over. But it's just sometimes these go against you. But you can't change what you do. You can't change your approach. The minute you do, it just changes everything. You stick with what's worked and you just keep going with it. NHL this season, I've had limited plays in NHL this season. And for the most part, it's the same as like last year. Last year, I didn't get going in NHL until like mid-November. I pretty much let everything settle down. We're starting to see some trends now. We're starting to see some teams that you expect to win getting there. Yeah, I know you had to flex.
I needed to shut you up, and I thought a good bite. That's not bad for 49, huh?
I think the last time you flexed like that, you had Kings versus my Aces all in a cash game, and then
hit the King.
You flopped the King, and then had to flex. You just couldn't show any of what's the word I'm looking for?
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. Right. Really quick, the promo codes CARM49. Go to WagerTalk.com. Get a full week of all of Carmine's plays, all sports he does, for $49. That's CARM49. And Andrew, your code, my friend, is AMC. That's Andrew Mary Charlie 49. Go to sportsmemo.com to get a week of Andrew's plays for $49. That's AMC 49. Guys, let's get into some hockey for tonight. A quick free pick from each of you. Andrew, you go first.
All right, guys, this is one that I'm very, very confident in. It's one of my favorite plays I've had in several days. The Tampa Bay Lightning are off a game against the Ottawa Senators that is completely embarrassing. This is an Ottawa Senators team that was talked about to pretty much be at the bottom of the standings, but they've actually been able to put up some goals. They've been scoring. This Tampa Bay Lightning team Saturday night was up 4-2. Ottawa ends up winning the game 6-4. Tampa Bay is 5-0 in their last 5 after giving up at least 5 goals or more. So this team will respond. Louis Domingue is the backup goalie. He's in nets for Tampa Bay. It won't make a difference whatsoever. The prices drop big time, -125, -130. You can grab it. They're playing Buffalo tonight. Buffalo is a team defensively that worries me. They worry me goaltending-wise as well, and they will not be able to keep up with this Tampa Bay team whatsoever. I mean, the depth that they have down their whole roster, guys, it's second to none. And not only that, but their defensive core. You just can't count that out. And they're going to completely dominate Buffalo tonight. If there's a team in the NHL that knows how to bounce back, it is the Tampa Bay Lightning. They will get the job done. And that price has dropped, guys, a lot. Ever since Vasilevsky has announced that he's resting tonight and Domingue is in the pipes, I think it's a great value. You can get minus 125, minus 130. I'll take Tampa Bay Lightning all day long.
I love that pick as well. Bald man, what's up with you?
All right, listen. Okay, well, let's talk about last night.
What is this for? What is this?
Off, you have something there?
No, it seems like you have something there. Is that for when after you?
It's my only facial hair, so let's leave it at that. Anyways, okay, so
I had a good line.
Last night we had the over in the Dallas game. The under in the Dallas game. I couldn't believe that line was 6. I thought that should have been a straight 5.5. You know, you don't see 5s in the NHL anymore. Those days are long removed. But I'm going to give you a free play tonight. It's an underdog play. And I actually like the Washington Capitals. They head on the road. They just finished five in a row at home. They lost their last couple. The last one was a bad one against Arizona. I think they take the road, a change of venue. I know they're heading to Minnesota, and Minnesota is a strong home team. But listen, they've won 4 in a row in Minnesota. They won their last 6 against Minnesota. You're getting $130 tonight, plus 130. So it's not that bad. And listen, Washington was the story of the NHL last season. I'm an Ovechkin. Absolutely love the fact that he won the cup. I know the Vegas guys, wanted to win it, but they did it. They're going to start to put a run together, this Capitals team, and I think it starts with a win on the road tonight.
I like that pick too, Carmen. I'm going to give out a free pick myself. I like Edmonton tonight at -1. Well, it's anywhere between 135 all the way up to 145. But I do like the Oilers tonight against the Habs. And what I want to do really quickly, guys, and Andrew, I go to you first, and then we're going to talk a little bit of futures very fast. But, to me, the Habs are the most surprising team this year. And I just want to talk about that because I think the Habs are now a sell team. I just can't accept Montreal's record. And I really feel like on paper there might not be a worse team in all of hockey. I'm lost at how they keep winning, and not only that, but how they keep scoring goals. You want to talk quickly about your thoughts on betting on or against the Habs over the next little while?
No, it's a good point, Prez. I mean, they're off to a great start. They've definitely shocked a lot of people. You're talking to a Montreal Canadiens fan, of course, and I don't like to definitely bring that into my handicapping, but they're a team I follow very, very closely. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Taking a step back here and just looking at it from an outside perspective, look at the Maple Leafs. They're a team that's absolutely stacked with star power, like Mitch Marner, John Tavares, Patrick Marleau, even Austin Matthews. We get it. They've got the star power. We get it. But that's the thing. In the NHL, in order to be a successful team, you have to have scoring depth. You have to have, a collective group that can score. And the fact is, Andrew Shaw scored last night, for the Montreal Canadiens, or he scored 2 nights ago for the Montreal Canadiens. We got guys like Thomas Tatar, who was, an outstanding player at one point. Then he went over to Vegas and couldn't do anything. And now all of a sudden he's on the first line as a left wing for this Montreal Canadiens team. A guy like Brendan Gallagher, who used to be at one point just a pest, a small guy that would get in your face and every now and then put a goal in. But now all of a sudden he's a very consistent goal scorer. A guy like Max Domi, he scored 9 goals, guys, all of last year for Arizona. And he came over from Montreal in a trade with Alex Galchenyuk, and nobody thought he would make a difference whatsoever.
So, Andrew, we don't need to go through their entire team one at a time.
I'm just saying.
I didn't realize you were a Hab fan, and can you just bottom line this, brother? Bet on, or are you still buying the Habs?
Prez, at the price, I'm not saying I argue with your pick on the Oilers, but at the price that we're getting with Montreal, they shouldn't be that big of underdogs. That's my point. They shouldn't be that big of underdogs. I'm still buying what they're selling because they're still being undervalued in my eyes, in summary.
Carm, we heard enough about the Habs. It actually sickens me to discuss them. Let's talk about futures.
It does, as you're a Leafs fan.
No.
Carm, that's why he's mad. That's why he didn't want me to keep going.
No. Actually, So you guys know, the Leafs are my second favorite team in all of sport. My first favorite team in all of sport is anyone playing against the Habs.
Wow.
Yeah. Carm, let's talk futures really quick. Basically, to win the Cup, man, lots up there. Nashville, Tampa Bay, and Toronto are all the favorites at plus 700. And then we go all the way down to the Ottawa Senators at plus 10,000. Does anything jump out at you on that board, and have you made a futures bet?
I've made some, and actually I made a couple last week. Now, I know that some of these I'm quoting you prices here from Bet365, and I know you talked about the Leafs being plus 700, but they're actually favorites on Bet365 at plus 460.
Wow. You get them on Bet Online for plus 700.
And you know I'm not a Leafs fan, so I'm going to stay. And I'm not staying away from the Leafs because of that, but I'm sorry, but living in Toronto, north of Toronto, I've seen 50 years of
okay, fine, we get it. You don't like the Leafs. Who do you like?
That, okay? Let's scrap that. I actually think, and I'm just talking on pure value, the Boston Bruins are plus 1,100. All right. This is a team that you know is going to make the playoffs. This is a team that is likely going to have a number one or number two seed, probably behind Tampa Bay or the Leafs. And I know they've got to go through either Tampa Bay and the Leafs to get there. But at plus 1,100, you're getting a decent price there. When you're looking at teams on the upside, teams that you might want to bet right now, we're talking about like the Capitals. I know. We don't talk about teams repeating, but it has happened. They're 20 to 1 right now. Talking about teams I'm going to be betting over the next little while because I just think that they're going to start to play a lot better. Teams like the Flyers. I understand the Flyers are like they're 33 to 1 right now at a price. And it's tough to take a team out of the West other than Nashville. I like Nashville. They're top of the league right now. They can score on the road, at home. They're a great team.
But you're getting the best team in hockey odds on them
now. And the West is such a tough conference to come out of. I actually think it's tougher to come out of the West than it is the East. I think those series, when you get down to it, and you get these the San Jose's and maybe not the Anaheims this year, but teams that play so well defensively in the playoffs. It's tough at 6 to 1. I don't think you get the value you're looking for. Props, I'm always looking for something of value that I can hedge out once the playoffs come out.
I did a radio show a few weeks ago in Florida, and they wanted a long shot to win the Cup. So I gave out the LA Kings at 40 to 1. My reasoning simple was Jonathan Quick in goal. They've got a good defense. Do I think they're going to win the Cup? No, but at 40 to 1. I think there's decent value there. Guys, we've got to call this a show.
They're actually 70 to 1 now.
What are they?
They're 70 to 1 now.
70 to 1 at Bet365. I'm going to go. Me and you. Yeah, Andrew.
Prez, I'll guarantee you one thing. I'll be your age by the time the LA Kings even make the conference finals again. That's a terrible team, and I don't think they're going to make the Stanley Cup finals before I even turn 80. So.
And that is in about 79 years. Guys, let's read.
And sorry, one more thing. You know that there was no color TV when the Leafs won their last cup. You're aware of that, right?
I wasn't even alive, and I'm 49. Did I mention I'm 49?
Yes.
Okay, boys, let's recap the show. Promos out there. Andrew is AMC 49 for a week of Andrew's plays. Carm 49 for a week of Carm's plays. We gave out some free picks today. We're going to talk hockey every Tuesday with this panel. I do want to make a quick mention. Marco D'Angelo is a perfect 8-0 in basketball. He has another basketball play tonight, his game of the week. It's up at WagerTalk.com for $25. Make sure to play Marco. I've got a 3-pack of NHL. And remember, listeners, today is $2 Tuesday at WagerTalk.com, so head over there. Make sure to keep commenting on our YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV. Hook me up on Twitter, Prez WagerTalk. Carmine, you get out of here.
Carmine WT.
Carmine WT and Andrew?
At McGinnis Picks, my last name, MCINNIS Picks.
The only guy in the industry using his last name, his actual full name, as a handicapper. Congratulations to that. And welcome aboard, Andrew. We're lucky to have you. Boys, we'll speak to you both next Tuesday. Thanks for a great show.
Thanks, guys.